Alright guys, I just got done with the phone interview. It's early in the afternoon, about to have me some lunch. I was so nervous because I didn't get, I'll show you guys, I didn't get my nebulizers washed last night. So obviously these are all my dirty. This is how I keep mine. I just made this box out of a cardboard box, I guess. And then these would be where the clean ones would go. So yeah, you know, I was so nervous that I was going to have this coughing fit during the talk, you know, on the phone interview. So I did my inhalers, my cornet over there. But I was so nervous, and it actually went pretty well. I didn't cough at all, and I'll update you guys more on that here in a little bit. I'm going to have me some lunch. I'm going to have this chicken that Jenny has made, some Parmesan chicken. It's delicious. And with that, it's holiday season. I mean, you know, I'm not worried about my food lately. I've been slacking on that. Same with the gym. So I try to eat all I can. I'm going to grab some Muddy Buddies. Jenny made these as well. So every meal I eat, pretty much, I have whatever the main meal is. I have Muddy Buddies on the side. I always like to have a little sweet something on the side, like Smarties or those. And then I usually have let's see. Usually have a Pepsi, of course. Oh my God, I just noticed there's no Monster in the fridge. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and eat some lunch. And then I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later. What might I do on my free time when not making apps and working out? You're about to find out. I'm going to try to take the camera with us. My buddy Matt from high school is going to come over. And we're going to go see if we can pick up some blue hairs at the bingo hall. No, we're going to go play some bingo tonight. I haven't played bingo in 3 years or so. But it's pretty fun. Like, a lot of people laugh at bingo, but you can go to these bingo halls, right? And they're so intense. Like, these old ladies, and I mean, there's not just old ladies there, but they're so serious about it. And like, Jenny won one time, and she didn't know she won until the next ball was called, or the next number, whatever. And they wouldn't let her have it. They're like, nope, you slept your bingo. So they're pretty intense, but I've won several times. I won $300 my first time ever. I won $200 twice and $50 twice. So it's cool. Like, you go there with your buddies on a night that you aren't doing anything, and they got concession stand food, they got alcohol. You can drink or eat or just sit and talk, whatever, and mark your little sheet, and you got a chance at winning money. And it costs like, I don't know, like $10 to $15 to play for like 3 hours. So right now, getting set for bingo, getting the old daubers out that you mark your sheets with, and we're gonna see what happens tonight. I'm gonna try to take the camera. I'm gonna let Matt have his pick. I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna do red tonight. But I'm gonna let Matt have his pick at what dauber he wants, and these are all lucky. They're not like literally lucky, but the people that go to bingo on a regular basis, they have all these like little like what do you call them? Like, I don't know, not stereotypes, but like, oh, superstitions. That's what they're called. But if they win with a certain like dauber, like one of these, they'll use that every time they play. Or like some of them will like bring little like Lucky Charm, not cereal, but like stuffed animals and stuff, and like squeak them and stuff on certain numbers. It's crazy. But anyway, I'll take the camera and I'll try to film a little bit and show you guys. But yeah.
That's also good, Nico.
Turns out we lost the first game. I'm gonna hang the hat now. Just kidding. We're gonna win.
I feel good.
That's also good, bingo.
He did a lot of stretching before we played, so he really limbered. Well, we're leaving bingo. I got a $5 coupon for next Wednesday from a door prize. Unfortunately, we didn't win crap. It was really suspenseful, though. We were one away one time.
0. All night.
We did get some blue hairs that really like us, though. They asked us to come back next week.
They're coming with us.
All right, guys, we did not win at bingo, as you guys saw. Today's the next day. I think the top prize was like $500, so that would have been awesome if we would have won. And Matt was one away. I started filming, and he was one away, and someone else called it before him. And so he didn't end up winning, but that would have been like $250 or something. But long story short, it was a good time. So now I want to talk about going back to work. I promised a few of you that have reached out to me about, why am I going back to work? What's it like? Things like that, because I have 44% lung function and I have CF and I've been through so much. Why am I choosing to go back to work? So I want to talk about why, what it's doing for me, and maybe some of this will help you guys and you guys can relate to this. So a little bit of backstory. I had 2 jobs in high school, a GNC and a restaurant. I was a host. And once I went to college, I had a full-time student workload. And then I also went to college for finance and pre-law. So I also worked at a law firm on the side part-time. So I'd go to classes, and then I'd go to this law firm and work in the accounting department. And then I'd go home, and I was living with my 2 best friends, and life was great. And I was always busy, always had something to do. You guys can imagine, living with your best friends and then working and going to school, never a dull moment. But then, as you guys know, I got sick, okay? So I got sick. I ended up not being able to work anymore towards the end of college. I had to drop out of school with 18 hours left to get my degree. And I was pretty much home all the time or in the hospital all the time. And I could only stay out for 10 days. I was back in the hospital. So I was doing nothing. I went from doing all that to nothing. My friends graduated and moved off to their career. And so it wasn't like I had a lot of friends around where I could hang out. Luckily, me and Jenny decided to start dating. Of course, that kept me occupied. We had a good time. She'd always come to visit me in the hospital, things like that. And I drew caricatures, actually, in the hospital, a fun fact. But I've always been into art. And I've always wanted to draw caricatures. Like, you guys know, if you go to the theme park and you see them drawing, like, celebrities or, like, people, and I always wanted to do that. But I draw caricatures on my iPad, and I was selling those, which was it was really great. It was rewarding because I loved doing it, and it was something I learned how to do. And then, the people I drew loved it. And so not only did they pay me a little bit, which helped out for groceries and things, but it was the fact of seeing that smile when, like, you turn the picture to them and they see it and they like it. And it was seeing, like, how excited they were was the biggest reward. And so that really helped me throughout my hospital stays. But once I started sitting at home and I started using essential oils, as you guys have seen in my recent videos and whatnot, I started getting healthier, started staying in the hospital a little bit, and I felt really unproductive. I couldn't really do much because my lung function was still at 26% or so, but I was slowly gaining weight, slowly gaining lung function, but I was still sitting at home. So I wanted to do something. And so I've always been into technology. I love, like, phones and computers and things like that. And so I told Jenny, I said, you know what, I want to learn app development. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I want to make apps for phones, like iPhones or Android or whatever. And so I did my little research on it. I kind of said, okay, what do I need? Things like that. And it turns out the iPhone platform is the most organized, and this is going to hit some people's buttons, I think, but the most organized and most easy to develop for. And so I decided to learn for that first. As you guys imagine, there's all screen sizes for Android phones, and there's there's more now, but there's a few screen sizes for iPhone phones. So anyway, long story short, iPhone was the easiest to learn and the most organized, I guess. So I got some textbooks, things like that. I didn't learn best from that. I'm not someone that can read a textbook and then apply it to, like, what's in front of me. So I actually did some YouTubing. I did some forums. I read some forums on people talking online. And then I took actually 2 courses online, not through a school, but through a guy that teaches on YouTube how to make iPhone apps. He actually opened his own website and did some course work on there. And so I learned from that. So I was self-taught. So I started learning in March 2014. By October 2014, I had made my first app, which is my fight against cystic fibrosis, and loved it. It was something that I was really proud of, and you guys gave me a lot of feedback, and, like, it was getting a lot of support, and I got a lot of publishing articles on the internet, and so all that was awesome to see. Like, I made this thing, and, like, just to let you guys know, when you start making an app, you literally start with a blank screen. Like, imagine a blank Word document, and all coding to make apps, is software in general, is a language. It's English language, but it's a certain syntax or a certain way language put together. And you literally just start typing. And so you start this blank screen, you have this vision in your head what you want your app to look like, and boom, once you're done and you get it right, it shows up on the iPhone screen. And that was just amazing to me. It just blew my mind that I learned how to do that. It was so cool. And so I made my first app and saw you guys, liked it. And the benefit is it's a medical app. It's not only like, oh, that's something I made, like I love that, and people are using it. It's the fact that like people actually told me, hey, this is really helping me manage my CF. Like whether it be appointment or medication reminders or having their daily med list on their phones or just general info or the news sites I have on the app, whatever it may be, like it was helping them. So that was an even bigger reward. And it was just so awesome to see. And you don't get paid a lot for apps unless you work for a company, but it's like I put it for $1.99, cheaper than a Happy Meal. And it was because the future plans I have for the app, which you guys have recently heard, I think, on my video, is I want to do a social part where you guys can communicate with each other. And that costs money to have a back-end server and whatnot. But it's something I needed overhead costs. So put the app for $1.99. So I loved the response so much, I wanted to do another medical app. I did one for asthma, My Fight Against Asthma. And that got the same response, like the same concept type app, but it got the same response. People loved it. It really helped their health. They were using it, and it was just like awesome to see. Well, then in February 2015, this year, a guy from Malaysia contacted me through Instagram. Said, hey, I'm putting a team together. I'd really like to make an app. What do you think of this idea? Of course, I was skeptical at first. I was like, how much am I going to get paid for this, blah, blah, blah. And it's free. I don't get paid anything for it. But his idea was so awesome, which I can't share with you guys, unfortunately. But the app's supposed to come out maybe in a month or two. We're hoping to have it finished by January. But it was so awesome that I was like, okay, like this is a great idea. I want to be a part of this. And a guy from Europe, I think London, New York, and maybe Brazil. But anyway, we're all on a team together. We communicate through Skype, things like that. So my point is, it was great to have someone seek me out for my skills, and I felt like an asset to them, and I was contributing a part of my knowledge to their project and making it work. And it was so cool to see. And besides that, shortly after that, I got a foundation, which I can't say who yet, of course, but I got a foundation to hire me to make an app for them, which is in testing right now. And so, once again, I was sought out to make an app for somebody, and it's going to help hopefully millions of people, but it's going to help a lot of people. A lot of people are going to use it, and they needed me, my skill set, and I was an asset to them. And that's just a great feeling. So, when you're sitting at home and you're sick and you're down in the dumps and it's like, oh, what do? I had this stupid disease. It's not letting me do anything. I can't work. I can't go to school anymore. Find something you're passionate about. I found it in app development just because I love starting with nothing and then seeing my finished product that like potentially millions of people are going to use or could like at least. And millions of people have access to it on the Apple App Store. It just blew my mind. So that's what I found my passion in. So if you guys can find something, a hobby of any kind that you have a passion in, do it as much as possible. Try to get whatever reward, whether it be maybe money, start selling your things for money like my caricatures or even the apps. But not just money. Money isn't everything. It's just the fact that you want to be acknowledged or like recognized for what you're doing. And that's the reward itself. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you're getting paid. And that's huge, I think, to our mental health with CF, because we get to a point where your lung function sucks, you're going in the hospital, you're sick all the time, you just feel like, what can I do? And yeah, you have friends probably, you have family probably, but you need something for yourself. You need some type of purpose in life. And that's at least how I feel about it. And if I don't have something where I wake up and I have something I want to do that day on my mind that by the end of the day, if I accomplish it, I feel that much more productive and accomplished, then my day isn't successful. Like I don't feel happy about myself or what I did that day, I guess. And so I know this isn't for everybody. This isn't everyone's outlook. But I know a lot of CFers end up being down in the dumps and just like, oh, I hate this disease. What do I do? And I'm just here to tell you, hey, I had 26% lung function. I put my mind to something and I did it. And it really helped because it's something that I concentrate on every day, whether I was sick or not. It kind of helped me not think about being sick. And in return, I had this awesome skill set that I can utilize now. And so the whole point is, don't let CF get you down. You know, if you have something that you like doing, do all that you can. And at this point, I've applied for jobs and whatnot. I don't know if I've said this already in the video, but we're moving back to Missouri or so, and I changed my LinkedIn location to Missouri because I wanted to see what kind of jobs are out there. And I've actually had recruiters contact me and say, hey, we really like the skills that you present. Like, we would like to know if you'd like to work for us. And I ended up driving to Illinois, which is about 74 miles north of where we are. But anyway, driving to Illinois and interviewed with a company that's a medical company, and they're making a new technology for the medical field, and they needed an iOS app development team. And so I would be part of that team. So I interviewed with them. It's an awesome experience. You know, I have not worked for a company for app development besides doing freelance on my own. And it was just cool to see people with the like mindset of me, app developers, website developers, app designers, all around me, like working, collaborating together. Really cool. So I interviewed with them. Turns out that, Apple, you guys don't know this, but Apple has a new programming language that I'm in the middle of learning, haven't learned it fully yet. But I didn't have that skill that they were looking for, but they liked my personality so much. They said, you're really energetic. I was really ambitious, things like that they want me to learn that skill set and then come work for them in a few months. I'm going to cough. I'm going to have a coughing fit. But, so I was like, that's awesome. Just my personality alone got me in there. I showed a whole lot of energy. I was excited to be there. I was eager to work. And it's something I have passion in. So it's not like I would dread going every day. It's not like, oh, I just don't want to go to work today. It's something like, hey, I'm helping make a product that's going to help other people. Like, this is really exciting to me. And so I was excited about that. But the drive, the 74-mile drive, I was not excited about. So I've actually had a couple more recruiters in this area contact me, and that was what my phone interviews were for today. I just now got a time to film this video. I wanted to film it way earlier, but I had a phone interview at 8 a.m. and then shortly after that, I had phone conversations with recruiters all day about, what do I think of the company that interviewed me, and do I think I'm the right fit? Have an in-person interview in 2 weeks, and things like that. So I'm pretty excited. I don't know how well I'll hold down a job yet with my health, but I haven't been sick in quite a long time. I've had 2 rounds of oral antibiotics, and one of those was because I had a sinus surgery back in March. But besides that, I've not been in the hospital in almost 2 years. And I figured, you know what? I love doing this app development thing. I would love to get out there and interact with other people the same mind, same skill sets as me, and just see where it takes me. If I can get out there and make connections with people, enjoy other people's company during my day while I'm doing something I love on the computer, why not? And at the same time, I'm getting paid for it. They would pay me a salary, they would pay me benefits, things like that. And that's all something that I learned on the internet, guys. Like, that's self-taught. That's not like I had to go to a 4-year college. Yeah, I went to a 4-year college and I went for pre-law and finance, and guess what? I'm not doing either one of those right now. Like, this company's not hiring me for either one of those. I don't even know if they took in consideration I did that, but they're hiring me, hopefully, because of what I've done. Like, I've pushed myself to learn this. I've made apps, and I've had articles written on my apps because of it. So I'm not trying to say, hey, I'm this awesome guy that makes apps. I'm trying to tell you guys, don't let CF get you down. You can go back into the workplace. I know some CFers, it just varies depending on how you feel. I know some at 70% lung function just feel awful all day long. And I know some like at 30% lung function that work and just bust their butt. So that's awesome. Just try not to let it get you down. Try to be productive and do something you love, and don't let CF hold you back. Just help yourself feel accomplished. Help yourself feel worthy and a value to people. Aside from your relationship with your friends and family, of course, your friends and family are always going to love you, but it feels that much better when you have strangers seeking you out for the work that you do. That's not only something that they love, but it's something that you love also. So that's it, guys. That's why I'm going to go in the workplace. Like I said, I had a phone interview today, and I'm hoping that goes well. I have an in-person interview in 2 weeks, and fingers crossed I get the job. And fingers crossed I like it. I might go there and just hate the whole facility, you know. I don't know. But I'm hoping it goes well. And as time progresses, and if I do get the job, I'll share more of what it's about, you know, what apps I'll be making, things like that. And we'll see what happens. But I hope this video helped you guys. I hope you can relate to it, because I know there's a lot of people that have messaged me and said, hey, I would love to do what you're doing. I'd love to go back in the workplace. How are you doing it? What kinds of things you have to worry about, things like that. And I'll touch more on that as this unfolds. You know, like I said, benefits, insurance is a huge thing with us. You know, making money is a huge thing, and all while trying to worry about our health and stay healthy and not miss too much work, and just have a good time with life and enjoy life. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope this helps. Leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe, and of course, don't be afraid to email me any suggestions you guys have. If you want me to talk about something in my videos like this, just pretty much anything. I'm up for it. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.